Good evening, everybody. Welcome in for a shorter stream tonight because we've got Sanity Lost. I don't wanna. I just started. How you doing, young nasty man? So yeah, we got Sanity Lost recording tonight. That'll be in about 2.5 hours, give or take a little bit. I am not thirsty, actually. So yeah, last time, let's see, last time, thoughts here while I compress these. Last time we were able to get this, auto scavenger up and running. It's doing some work, although it is a little bit on the, charcoal hungry side. But it's not too bad. And I think it's going to do pretty well for us resource-wise, at least for now. I think the big thing, one of the things I did realize is that, or wasn't paying attention to when I set these to chunk load, is that if I leave a tree here, it will eventually grow and get chopped down, but it will all just despawn because there's nothing to collect it. So that's a thing. Let's see, we got some cobblestone. Where did I put the rest of the cobblestone that it has? There it is. We got some cobblestone that we can break down for making clay and dust and similar. Not a lot, but a little bit's better than none. And let's take a look at what we need to work on. We have this brass casing heading towards the mechanical crafters. And we also have stuff up here for making clay and the fire clay. The clay, both of those get us towards this primitive ore factory, which will be a pretty big increase in our production, our resource production as well. But I think the big thing we want to work towards at the moment is getting some material, mechanical crafters. We need 49 of them for refined mesh, but we only need 8 of them to get a tree farm going. So that's kind of the first target, is getting enough of these to make super glue so that we can make a proper tree farm. And I might even start making, I think we'll start making components towards that tree farm here as well. The first of which being a windmill bearing. So we need, for this windmill bearing, we need 4 frames. And the frames we get by taking the sails out of the, we take the cloth off the sail. Oh, and this needs a mechanical bearing anyway, so that's fine. Alright, so we have some gears. Alright, version update. I had some weird stuff happening, largely because I ended up on the wrong directory when I was trying to set it back to hard mode. Lost the bottom stuff there for a bit. We need a bunch of sticks. We need a saw. We're gonna need a wrench. We're gonna need all our tools here. Probably need that. There's our saw. That's probably more than enough. Yeah, let's just make all of those. It's fine. We'll use them. We're going to need to make more andesite alloy here soon as well. Oh, I don't have I don't have that many sticks in my pocket. Let's get more sticks. Make a bunch of these wood frames. We're going to need those. I did check, and we are not able to make a standard cobblestone producer where we have like a lava and water mixing to make cobblestone. So that's off the menu. We're going to have to find other ways to get large-scale cobblestone. Okay, so there's our mechanical bearing. From the mechanical bearing, we just need to make... We need to make at least 2 sails, but we're going to need a bunch of these as well. There we go. More sticks. We'll probably need more windmill sails than this. More than 6 to make this move. What are we missing to make more of those? More canvas. So let's throw all of this bark in. I was messing around with the regular mode earlier. It's kind of crazy the difference in pace between this version and the regular. I can get to a very similar level of capability within like an hour. Okay, so we have a windmill bearing. With this, we also need to make some blocks to stick things to. That's these linear chassis are kind of the main ones for that. So logs and let's run some wood. I guess actually I can just get some wood out of here. This I don't think we're going to be able to do this until we actually get glue, but there's some of the parts that we're going to need anyway. I guess what we can try. I don't think this will work, but that's not... That's not what we want. We want this. So the way that this would end up being configured is we have like a line out here that's going to have a section below it. Kind of like that. We'll have the saw. We'll have a saw here. We'll end up with a saw. We'll have a deployer on the other side that's deploying saplings to replant them. And we'll have a box, and initially we're just going to have to stop it to actually send anything. Can the sticky resin? No, sticky resin does not make things sticky. So we gotta have the glue, but that's the general idea. And once we get the super glue, then we'll build an actual spot for this that is. We might do it right here. This might be an okay spot for a little circular tree farm to run. And it's not going to be like, I'm not going to run a huge range, but it should be more than enough to keep us supplied with wood once it's running. Okay, so I'm going to leave that where it is for the moment as a starting marker of sorts. And we need to figure out... We need gold to make these. So we need at least enough gold to make 8 of these to start. Which is 32 gold ingots. I did find out that if we were to make terracotta, that might be the better way to get the red sand that we need to wash for gold for now. So that might be what we want to do here. Making clay. Although, the other part of that is we also need... Actually, does this do... Hang on, I need to double check, because one of the things that was mentioned on how they were cooking this was using the blast firing. And I don't see that as a possible option here, so I don't know if that will work. We would also want to probably rebuild some of this, or build some of this with non-flammable materials. Oh, this lost its scavenging tool. Scavenging tool seems to last a good while in there, but it does run out. Let's get some more iron. I think Blackstone and Basalt are the main iron carriers. We also want calcite because I want the sulfur. It is nice having those pebbles. It did take a while to build up the resources that we're running through the sifter, or the sieves right now. Eventually, I would like to fully automate this process, but that's not a soon project, I don't think. We need a few major items before we can effectively fully automate this, all of this stuff. Not the least of which being the mechanical, or the mechanical assembler thingamabobs that we need. Okay, so that's over 2 stacks of iron. And 3 sulfur, so enough for 3 rubber sheets, which would be enough to make 3 belts to start putting some belts together, but That's not a lot. Let's see here. What does pyrite come from? Tough. Let's run the tough through here as well. How's it going, Sai? How are you this evening? Welcome into a shorter stream, because we've got some recording to do with D-Pain later tonight. Hopefully one of the last sessions for this adventure. 18 calcite dust. This can go in here. Oh, we got a bunch of sulfur in here. Well, by a bunch, 2 more. So, 5 rubber sheets worth. Will get us up to 2 batches of belts, but that's not much, and we need one of those to one rubber sheet to make the super glue anyway. Let's see. So mechanical crafter. Let's set up our crafting plan here. We need 8 of these to start. We definitely need to make more andesite alloy. We need to make a bunch more crafting benches. I do want to make a whole bunch of crafting benches so we can make a wall of these crafting blueprints. Let's see here. I think 32 crafting benches seems like a lot, but I'm sure we'll use them. In fact, I know we're going to use them. We're going to use a lot more than that, because we need 49 just to make the... excuse me. We need 49 just to make the refined meshes. We're going to need to stuff more wood through to get more of the straw. Let's start by making 32 of these, though. That was the wrong button. That was weird. Okay, so I need saw and knife. I'm gonna need a new saw. Okay, this came back. Cool. That was the wrong one. That's the one I want. That's not useful at all to me. Okay. Saw, axe, knife. Darn, I can't just apply that with Vein Miner. Do. There is a way to do this without, by crafting them directly, but it takes sticky resin. And I don't have a lot of sticky resin. Okay. That's that set. Turn that off. Okay, so we got some crafting benches. Now, I need a spot that's not going to be completely in the way to set up this wall of recipes that may potentially turn into a place where we do this later for, like, the, factory stuff. So let's start with that. And let's start putting... We'll start putting the crafting stuff on that wall. So the first ones... I think I want to put wood frames on here. Whoops. Oh, I have longwood sticks. Why do I have longwood sticks in my pocket? Cool. So that works. Let's see. Other stuff that's going to be helpful. Andesite casing. This is something that'll make that part easier. We need to get more andesite going over here as well. How much? We got 53 pebbles. I think I need to try to remember to bring the next batch of andesite pebbles over there for that purpose. Move what we currently have anyway. Okay, so we got that. We can make more of these. Very easy now. I should make one... I should make a couple of these for making them. So let's see. Guess it's the same amount of string versus or canvas either way. This would be this recipe. So weird the way that works sometimes. Okay, so let's see here. Mechanical crafter. Brass casing. I guess the treated wood frames and the brass casings would be a good ones to put up here. What are the chances that's going to make what I want? Chop those up into sticks. And then I need... How many of the treated wood planks do we have around? We got a 13. I guess that's enough for the first part of this. Now we need 32 for the first batch. All right, so that'll take a little while to work through. I feel like we want a lot more than 24 andesite alloy just for that purpose. Actually, let's go ahead and get I should probably run zinc. I feel like we're sort of low on zinc. And we need more charcoal. This does run a decent time on a batch of charcoal, so at least there's that. I just wish it made more, but we're getting there. Okay. So making golden nuggets from the red sand is really painful, but we're not going to have an option. We're not going to have a different option until we get the primitive ore factory up and running. And even then, I'm not sure if we'll have a good way. I'm not sure how much after that it will take to get a decent option going. So I think what we need to do is mix up a bunch of clay. Wrench. If I put a box there... I don't have... Oh, there they are. I was gonna say, I know I made boxes. Yeah, we don't get the funnel thingamabobber. Okay, so, water. So, sand. Make sandpaper or asphalt. But we can stick dust in there, and we get blocks of clay. I almost want to move the blast furnace or something over here to make it a little bit quicker, but that seems kind of pointless to just shift things just for that. We need to run... Need to keep saplings in over here making water until we get to the point where we have the primitive pump to supply water for us. But that needs, I believe, 8... Oops. I believe that will need 8 mechanical crafters minimum, or 9 minimum. Let me up here. Having a better way to move... I guess I could set up stuff and just make a bunch more of these fluid pipes. Fluid pipe. How do we make these things again? 3 normal copper fluid pipes, 3 foil. So 6 foil per batch. Plus 1, 2, 3, plus 9 plates. How much copper do we have sitting around already cooked? Not enough. So we need to run more diorite through. Wait, do we not have any nuggets? We don't have any copper nuggets over here. That's kind of unfortunate. I want to make a bunch. I want to make like probably 3 or 4 batches of stuff. I don't know. It's gonna need. If I keep the if I keep those there, it's gonna need a lot to pull water over here. Which I'd kind of like to just have a pump pulling from there into a tank. Because that would make things a little bit easier to work with. Let's see. This. Let's get a bunch more sphalerite. Or whatever this stuff is. Chalcopyrite. Chalcopyrite. And we need loads and loads more of everything, really. I really could use at least one more coke oven to make charcoal at this point. Or a larger, more efficient way of making charcoal. Actually just make all of this. That should last a little while. I'm not getting enough stone out of this to really suit my needs. I guess what I should also look towards doing, I could use these wood frames as fireproof blocks. They don't burn. So I could redo some of the stuff here in those wood frame blocks. What I need ultimately for this area, if I'm going to use this for blasting as well for now, I'm going to need a fireproof area to contain lava. I feel like this is not in a good place at this point, because it's sort of in the way for that part, that part of the process. So we're going to put our spout away. Let's put the depot under the finger for now. I guess we'll just use some of these wood frames to... Only problem with these is they are very climby. Don't get caught in the water. Maybe I should just go ahead and push this back a little bit. Dang it. So this is where the lava is intended to go. Flint axe. Lava's intended to go here. We want to make sure that it's not going to be able to make anything around it burn. Even though we don't have lava yet. Let's see if water will behave any differently. No, it still misbehaves. If I have this here, will it misbehave? Yes. We have full plank blocks here. It's not supposed to flow like that. Why does it like to flow like that? I don't understand why it ends up flowing that way. I guess if there are slabs here, or at least there, fan would be here, so the fan would keep it from flowing back. Floor. Okay. Now let's put a wall here. Then let's grab the fan and just see how this ends up looking. So if I swap these, I guess I want to keep that something potentially, I don't know. I'm going to have to end up swapping the fluids around anyway. Let's get the fan back out of there because we need to put a bottom block in this mix. Oh, because that bottom block is not. That is so weird, the way those are climbable that way. Okay, so we have a place to put lava, but we need to actually make lava, which is going to require a lot of cobblestone to be melted. Okay, so this is 3 of the 6 foil, and then it needs 9 more. So it's 30 copper per batch of pipes. That's a lot. So much. And we're out of... We're out of the... charcoal. Suggesting we still need 7 more copper. Oh, to mix with zinc. Alright, we definitely need a lot more charcoal production than we have right now. Whoops. Do, do, do. I should also look towards, look at what my options are for making item pipes of some kind that I can potentially feed with maybe a hopper or something, so I can auto feed saplings to these. Washy washy. Having this all on belts would be nice. There's going to be a lot of stuff that we have to reorganize and lay out a lot differently once we have a excess of the create materials. When we have the ability to make all of these, or just not really necessarily make ourselves, but let idle processes just passively make all of this stuff over time, will be very nice. Alright, we got 7 gold out of that, 7 gold nuggets out of that first little batch. What else can we do to increase these, or make these efforts more effective? It's basically, it's 4 gold per mechanical crafter. I guess I can work on making... These are all just brass, so I don't have to make any bronze. This is 11... We need 11 zinc ingots. Why doesn't it show the... Oh, because I have all the zinc already. Let's get some andesite alloy. Press these in. What'd you find for food? Anything good? Why aren't you sharing? Why aren't you sharing your food? Come on, grow. Cooked a chicken wrap in a sandwich press. Found some smoked pork belly. Ooh, sounds tasty. A chicken and pork sandwich, basically. It counts as a sandwich. It's a bread surrounding fillings. Might not be exactly that, but it's close enough. Sounds tasty anyway. Okay. Need a match. Need the fan. We'll deal with that, why is it, as I say, why is it still not running? Oh, I see, the output was full. Okay. Now to pick this back up, because we accidentally placed it. Yeah, it does some work. I can't wait to be able to get this part running. This is sort of the general framework for one of the rotational based auto tree farms in Create. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to actually glue the parts to this yet. So while these parts are all together, I can't put the sails on it to make it work. I wonder. I don't think this works, but... Well, it wouldn't matter, because I wouldn't be able to glue the saw and stuff on it. Okay, so we ended up with a block of brass, which was not my intent. Alright, so that should be all of the brass plates we need for the 8 of these. So right now I can potentially make the brass casing portion of this. Treated wood planks. So there's the 8 of those. I need the hammers. Oh, we have more brass in here. Oh well, we'll end up using that brass for sure. So it's not like it's a waste. Okay, there's 3 of our brass casings. Okay, headphones, why did you change modes? Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Why? I don't understand why these headphones like to change the mode that they're in like that sometimes. It's very annoying. Alright, so that's our 8 brass casings that we need for this project. The big thing that we're missing materials for is the precision mechanisms. We also need to make a ton of cogs of both kinds. We need 69. Nice. 69 shafts. So we need... How are we doing on... got 12. I think we need to make more zinc. Well, we at least need to make more zinc nuggets. More pebbles. Okay, so we're gonna need a bunch. Bunch of this run into shafts. We need 32 large cogs. When I end up placing blocks instead of having it go into the hand. I will say this process is kind of satisfying to have those processes run that way. Okay, so we need 19 more large cogs. We need more. Do you mind? Okay, so we got our 32 large cogs. We need 36 small ones. We have 4. Right now we're waiting on andesite alloy. So this is 12 more crafts of the shafts left. We do have one more cog here and some other large cogs, but that's fine. I should put... Here is our project box for the parts for this project. We need 30... Why does it say 39 shafts? But 40 gears. That's weird. And here it says 34 shafts instead of 36. That's weird. Okay, 36. As long as we don't make the wrong kind here. If we do end up making another large, we'll just take that last small one from the other chest, and that's fine. Okay, so there's our 40. That's all the cogs done. So we need to make 32 iron screws. It's saying I need 5 more plates, which makes sense because we need to make 16. Uh, 16 plates worth. Let's put a few more of those in here to cut down. Oh, I have more iron right here. If I do that, it seems to work. Okay, so we need to cut these. I'm really surprised I have not managed to cut myself on this saw more often. Oh, there's the spot. Because it feels like I should be... I feel like I keep cutting closer than that sapling. Okay, so we're chopping up the iron rods into bolts. The bolts then get squished into screws. The screws are used as part of the making the precision mechanisms. I guess what I could potentially do right now is make more pointy things too. More deployers. And more of the pedestals. Because then I can have the deployers set up where I don't have to keep putting the parts on them. So once we make these, we'll start looking at what we need to do for making more deployers. Because we need more deployers. We're going to need a lot more deployers regardless. How I'm going to set them up right now is a different problem. I guess I could make another gearbox. Cogwheels are quite a bit cheaper now that I have that deployer recipe to work with. Okay, so what are the extra cogs for? How's it going, Llama Boy? Oh, their extras are for here. So I should have 8 more. Okay, and I do, for 8 more of those. How you doing, Llama Boy? Welcome in. We are collecting materials, working towards making mechanical crafters. The gold being the thing that's going to be the hardest to come by here. Because I don't have a good way of making gold yet. That's making good progress. So let's depots. These I know are easy. We need to make some more screws. We want... Probably should make like 3 of these. 12 iron ingots. Should put the zinc-related materials for the that we've been holding to make the andesite alloy. Should probably be put away. We have 1. No, we do not have enough andesite alloy at the moment. Because we still have to make the casings. So why just blah? It's not that early for you to be up. Okay, so then we just need a little bit more andesite alloy. It's fine. And I need so much more charcoal. Okay, so there's depots. We need to make a gearbox. Gearbox. Don't have those cogs. I have one of those cogs. Oh, we have more andesite alloy. Wonderful news. Wait, I already chopped this down. That's fine. I'm gonna need more of them anyway. Okay. Did not make exactly what I was looking to make, but close enough. Okay, so we're gonna take this out. This out. There we go. How much, without the fan and everything turned on, we got a fair bit of room. So if I have 3 of those here. Love how moving the boxes was doing enough shifting to cause the tree to grow. Okay, so now we need to make 2 more deployers to fill in here. We need to make more water mills. Let's do... What am I missing? Oh, the canvas. Wish these would just do what I want them to do instead of making it up on their own. I want to make water mills. Water wheels. Um, what am I missing? How am I missing that hammer? Did I put that back away? So I have 1280. Now we have 1500. Beautiful. And now we can reasonably easily make more. I think one of the things I'm going to do relatively soon, probably once I finish this column with water that's as it's currently spread, I'm going to expand this platform out and mirror this on the other side and connect them so that they have all shared, all contributing to the same power grid. Because I think that will both make it easier to deal with this water being in the way and also efficiently utilize the water that we have. Okay, so this can go here for now. Deployer. Oh, we gotta make electrons. That's the only thing that's a nuisance for this, really, is making the electron tubes. We need 24 redstone, which is a lot of dust. Dust that we would rather turn into clay at the moment. Because clay we can turn into red sand to wash for gold nuggets. And I think this is the better way to make the I think this is a better way to make that process, or do that process. Because the red granite, like, we could make this into actual granite and cook it. But that takes running superheated the whole time and is a bit of a chore to keep superheated. Where I think if we just do the clay, it will make more sense, maybe? Getting the refined meshes where we have the crushed version instead of the chunks will be really nice. Man, everything uses that charcoal too. I think I almost want to start working on another coke oven now. Let's see. We need like 36, I think. Stone dust is easy. Oh, the concrete is pretty easy at the moment. Why did it do... Oh, I know why it did that. Let's just say 32. So it's a stack of clay. That's not too super terrible. So it's basically 2 stacks of cobble to make a second coke oven. that's probably worthwhile doing. Let's see here. Gold nuggets can go in here. I feel like we need to go ahead and get another coke oven running, even though it's a little bit of a distraction, because we need a lot more charcoal than this one oven can supply right now. This can go here. We do have a decent amount of flint to work with right now. We have a coke oven brick. Let's make more flint and stone pebbles in the process. But we need to sift the coarse dirt to get more stone pebbles in a larger volume. I've also been experimenting with the alt placement, or the alt building mode a little bit. And I really should have spent time learning to how to use that sooner. How's it going, Chizu? Welcome in. How are you this evening? Welcome to resource grinding, as we work on resources to expand our base and productivity. Maybe a little bit. 27. That'll do. This is now eligible for the auto scavenger. There's 29. I still have too much stuff in my hands, really. That'll do. I need to grab some dirt. And then we go pebble making. Do. Okay, so we want to take ultimately a stack to dust and a stack to sand for making another coke oven. I think that should be enough. We might have to do a little bit more, but this will get us close anyway. It should be enough with the wall sharing. I wonder. I don't think this would work. No, it wouldn't work, because it would need... I should finish my thought. I wonder if I could just take and put another coke oven controller block here, so that they're sharing all but the entire thing, but that I don't think would work. Let's see. We should continue making more... Doo-doo. Doo-doo. Sifting away. I really could even use making this up to the 5x5, I think is the biggest that it can do. But what I really need to do is get more deployers made and a mechanism for moving create power around. Right now it would be very inconvenient because I don't really have a way to move create power any distances besides just shafts, which is not entirely helpful. Once we can make the chain drives and stuff to move power, then we can look towards setting up a automatic mechanism to make the coarse dirt, which actually I should be making this coarse dirt in the mixer, come to think of it. Because that gets us more... No, that's not what we want. Should have been doing that the whole time, because that's... The flint is the harder to come by resource, and I really should be making the most of it. 3 coarse dirt per 2 flint is better than... I think is the... That's the dirt. Yeah, 3 coarse dirt instead of 2 coarse dirt is a little nicer. And once we do have materials to make this sieving process a little bit more automatic, which we can do using the deployers and fans to move stuff around and stuff like that, then we can rearrange a whole bunch of things to have a little auto sieve loop making the flint and everything. Or not the flint, the the cobblestone that way. Doo-doo. So as I mentioned on Discord and title and all suggests, this will be a bit of a shorter stream. We got probably about 45 minutes to an hour or so before Payne will be sending the Zoom links for our Sanity Lost session tonight. I would join. I might even join Zoom before I end stream, but I can't really stream the recording sessions. 'Cause reasons. Look at all that gravel. Beautiful. Do-do-do. Cool. We got so much dirt. Do-do-do. All right. That's a decent little loop of process that I've got going at the moment. This definitely is a better way overall to make the cobblestone than trying to get it from just the grass pebbles. That's a lot of cobblestone from what we've been doing. Do. I should maybe look into adding some walls to this, even where it's at now. Probably would need to move the kiln. Make more andesite alloy, because we're going to need more of that. Okay, it looks like we're basically out of flint for the batch that I collected. Or, except for whatever we get from this little batch. We're out of the large volume flint anyway. Doom doom. Okay. It's a decent chunk of dirt return as well. From one stack, we gained almost 2 full stacks. Okay, we're out of charcoal in there again. You did a thing, but you're not happy about it. What is the thing that you did? And why aren't you happy about it? You got out of bed. I mean, I suppose that's a thing that you can do. Do. I made a bunch of cobblestone. How does that compare? Let's see. I wonder how the dice are going to behave tonight. Let's see. These 2 sets have been very naughty lately. Those 2 are in dice jail. These are the 2 new sets. Let's see how they do. Okay. That's a good start. We got a 4 and a 28. And then we got a 64 and a 7. 64 is not terrible. 51 and 38. Okay, the 2 new sets are doing... They're behaving. That's good. We have a chance at getting things done tonight. The last couple sessions have been very, very rough on dice rolls for me. What can this block of ash be used for? Absolutely nothing. Ash can be made into fertilizer and centrifuged into other stuff. The small piles of ashes are used for making porcelain clay. I also need to look into potentially making compost barrels. Okay, so we're waiting on... So we're going to take this down to dust to mix up to make clay, which we're then going to grind down in a mortar, which we're going to need more mortars here. Let's make more smooth stone to make into more stone to make more mortars, because we're going to need those. Let's... We need more charcoal. Do. Grindy, grindy. That's not what that was supposed to do. So let's see, we need 16 buckets of water for this dusting process. I probably need to go through more trees. I guess maybe... I mean, I need the pump, which... The primitive pump, to make this I need 9 mechanical crafters, because we also need that to make the redstone servo that's part of it. So we're not really... The rest of it I think is easy. It's just a matter of getting enough mechanical crafters to be able to make water more effectively. And I don't know if I want to... I don't know if I want to move this over closer to this area, since this is where I'm working now, to make that process quicker, or what I want to do yet. This is a little bit inconvenient, running back and forth. Chicken butt? One year of mod, according to Twitch. It's an interesting new button to push. Guess that makes sense. It has been over a year since we did StarTech. Oh, I don't know if you were here when I mentioned earlier, Llama Boy. I loaded up the normal, default start, and I can get to basically pretty close to this level of tech in like an hour and a half or so. It's pretty amusing. Probably better overall resource production than what I have here right now. I definitely need to grow more trees. Need so much water. So much water that I don't have a good way to make yet. Yeah, let's process more trees. On hard mode, yes, it is definitely very, very grindy just to get the initial pieces. And I suppose there's probably things that I could be doing to get things going faster. But solo, that's... There's only so much time to work on stuff. So I have to choose between building progression or building material. It's all good. It's just the it's just a matter of making it nice, slow progression. We're making progress. How's it going, Derek? We're making progress. It's just slow progress. I'm just growing some trees so I can make more water. And if that doesn't make sense, well, that's the name of the how this whole pack works. Nothing makes sense. Make it make sense. Yes. Yes, this is a skyblock, so the only thing I have to... Only space I have to move around is the stuff I build. But hey, it's not Garden of Grind. I did look more into the Garden of Grind more. That is a terrifying looking prospect. That is so much worse than any other skyblock. Let's process the rest of it over here. Do. make water by shoving saplings in these crucibles, melting them into water. Okay, we're gonna need another mortar. Don't know why I decided to throw my tools in there. Okay, we just need 2 more buckets of water to finish off this batch of stuff. Which we don't have available at the moment. Okay, so these get mixed into coat clay dust. Well, let me just throw these in with the dust in there. It will. That's very nice of it. Where did I put the... Where did I put the last... There it is. There's the last depot. That works out all right. Don't know exactly what that all ended up doing, but I guess it worked. Alright, then we take this, we'll toss it in here, use up the charcoal pellets that are still sitting in there. Doom, doom. Don't know if that's going to be enough charcoal pellets, but it theoretically should be close. Okay. Then we finish grinding up this. That gets mixed up, gets us the coke clay that we need over here. Coke. I'm somewhat surprised Payne hasn't stopped by checking if I had somehow forgotten in the last 12 hours or so. Alright. Smashy, smashy. So let's see. I need to sift a bunch of dust for redstone. And I still need to make more dust into terracotta to grind up for gold. Okay, then we also need to mix up concrete. We have 8 batches worth of concrete to make. So that's a bunch more a bunch more saplings turned into water. Really wish I'd get more saplings out of this. Okay, so then the concrete is 3 stone dust. I need 8 batches, so I need 24 stone dust. Eight calcite and 8 gypsum. Then this needs basin back here, because then we do the squishy step with the bricks. Let's see, coke oven. To make the actual coke oven block, we need to make another furnace, and we need iron plates. Furnace, which means we need more mud bricks. Because I'm pretty sure we're out of that part. I wish I could have multiple things. Multiple top-level things at one time. Maybe there is a way that I just need to find out how. EMI, recipe, tree, multiple. EMI, you cannot calculate multiple recipes in a single view. Working on a massive project. Open the recipe. Pull up the recipe tree. Hit escape to exit your active inventory. It's supposed to pin it to the edge of the screen. That did not seem to pin it. EMI. Let's make the top sidebar favorites. 2 rows. That's not where the top sidebar... That is not where I anticipated the top sidebar being. How about none? Okay, left sidebar, subpanel, craftables? That did not seem to do what I was hoping for. Okay, so if I were then to... Yeah, that clears the other recipe, so that does not do what this person is suggesting. I guess this is one way to get sort of what I want. I mean, I know I'm making 8 batches of concrete, and I've already made the bricks, so that part's basically taken care of. Press that. Act mud. There's not another way of doing that step. Mud is there. Oh, because this takes... Oh, it's a bowl of water for that, so it's not really saving water. Okay, so I should get... Let's get another project box. Just put these in for the moment. Let's see how our water's doing over here. We need a lot more saplings. I really want that automated tree farm, but I feel like we're still a ways... We're still a good ways away from that being plausible, just because we need so much gold. Let's see if this video has anything else. I don't feel like this video is gonna help me. That does not let me have multiple recipes as far as I can tell. Okay, so how's our grinding going? We got sand. We need more water. Try to figure out what kitty cat is doing outside. Oh, we have no saplings in our pockets at all. So furnace-wise, we just need so much water. Got 10 saplings in there. One sapling from that tree. We get a lot of sticks. Looking up this stuff. We'll have a second coke oven before long, I hope. Really just need the water. Which would be really helpful if I could get more than one sapling out of these trees. More than just two on a regular basis would be a helpful factor. And sometimes not even one. automation will be great whenever we can get it. I don't think there's too much we can do to get any more automated until we get the super glue. Super glue or barrels to make the spores, but I think we'll be able to make super glue before that. Alright, more of that. We need more water. That is probably not ready yet. So 5 more buckets of water now. I also have great confidence that once we do get the rotational tree farm up and running, that it will provide more than enough saplings and wood for our purposes for a while. Probably not forever, but it should last us a good while. Come on, give me sapling growth. Give me sapling multiplication here. I need to make more drawers for the various wood products as well. Short. Well, that's unfortunate. Do I have the... there it is. If I get it in the wrong spot, then I have to manually chop down the tree. I guess I should leave some of this. Probably should look towards wrapping up here pretty soon, so that I'm not the one that's slows down our gathering of the group. I may potentially do some more tree farming and water farming before tomorrow's stream, just to help a little bit with this part of the grind. I don't feel like we did a lot tonight, but it was also a short stream, so I wasn't expecting to do a ton. So this is basically what what we're ending up with here. We just need the, oh, we're, full on creosote right now. Pump. Empty the tank. So with just the pump running, we have enough room left for 2 more deployers where we're, with what we currently have to set up these 2 deployers. So that's a good thing. They can wait another 2 hours. I mean, we're scheduled to start in about 20-ish minutes. But if I don't start wrapping things up now, then I'm going to get distracted and won't end up wrapping things up at all. Look at all that wood waiting to be charcoaled. I mean, this is a nuisance of a process, but it's still faster than we had before. And it does get us a good chunk of wood. Yeah. Okay, so how's our... Let's dustify. I need to make more water for dirt. I guess I only need 1 batch of water for the dirt. Did it need... Whoops. So it just needs water to pack. So I need 2 more buckets of water just to do that part. But we still have 4 batches of concrete to make. Let's not put a tree there because we're going to wrap things up. I'm going to put... I have 10 saplings in the box as a reserve. Three more batches of concrete for that set of coke bricks. I think I ended up making quite a bit more coke bricks than I needed, but that's fine. I'm almost certain we're going to want more than the 2 coke ovens in the future. There's also the coke oven hatch. Once we... I guess I could make this now. Those can't be shared, but I could put one... These are long iron rods. Those are not terrible to make. A little annoying, but not terrible. Alright, let's mill the dust, or not mill, let's sieve the dust and see what we get. We're ultimately looking for 24 redstone. for the next, or for the deployers. 12 redstone per deployer. And we have 5. So we have half of the redstone we need for 1 deployer. It'd be really nice. Like, I can get by with what we have to make more stuff, but getting 2 more deployers will make the process of making the precision mechanisms a lot easier to work with. So that's something we want to do. I have a process for making the crafting benches fairly easy now. Let's take all of the bark except for 1 stack. Let's take 2 stacks of the planks. And then I also need to cut down some of the treated wood planks to make treated wood sticks, and for the treated wood for the planks. Okay, so because I've got recording coming up, is that? Oh, that's still running. Good. Because I've got recording coming up, we need to wrap things up here so that I'm not the one bringing or delaying us here, because I don't want to be that guy. Let's go say hi to Masakai, who is doing some modded I think the game's called Factorio? I don't know. Looks like some weird game. We should be back tomorrow doing more of this. Like I said, I'll probably do more tree harvesting to try and get a bunch more saplings built up to make water. And I'll probably work on building up a pretty big stock of clay to make into red sand. But I will probably finish building the second coke oven before tomorrow, so that we can have that running before then to start making, because I need the charcoal badly. I might also make more pipes, because that process is relatively straightforward now too. I just have to process. I'll probably do stuff like processing copper and things like that, just to basic resources, not any building besides just getting the coke oven going.